Good afternoon. Seriously, let me just say the truth. Doing all this prep thing, all this sitting down in front of camera and trying to like prepare for something, it's not really my thing. I really like to do all this, impromptu thing, going on the way, talking. That's the kind of videos I actually like to do. But like sitting down to it's always awkward for me actually. But nevertheless, something actually proper, and I wanted to go out, and I was like, okay, let me sit down in front of my camera because I actually have all these gadgets, and I didn't even used to make use of it. So I'm like, okay, let me do something nice today. And so what do I want to tell you guys about? Actually, it's about applying for your passport. Like if you need to do your passport renewal with the Nigerian immigration office. So I had an experience, and I wanted to kind of share my experience with people, so that you can know the process, and how to kind of like help yourself and navigate any kind of issues that you can actually encounter. So it's going to be brief. Like I'll just make it brief or something like that. So based on the kind of like response I get or anything like that, it can make me maybe to do further more videos, but like it's just going to be brief. So the thing, and I think one key thing that actually made me want to do this video is just one key information or details that can actually affect your passport, your renewal coming out on time. So my passport actually expired in April, and I talked to a friend and she told me that she applied for a passport. It was fast, and it came out maybe within 5 days, and that was actually in February. I've actually January, February, I've actually been trying to like renew it. So when she told me, I was like, okay, fine. So I think in March I started the processing of applying for my passport. There was no date. I think that was when Nigeria had that issue that, March 28th precisely, that they actually said from that day on, they're not going to be doing biometrics. I was like, oh my God, am I going back to Nigeria? So fortunately for me, there was the news that, they started back. Maybe they had some kind of backlash, and, they had to reverse that kind of decision that they made. And when I wanted to book, it was in July. So after I've booked and done all the application, then later on, I found out that I just went back to the website, and I was able to kind of change my date now to April. So I went. So the information that you actually need on how to do your registration, the website you need to go to, how to book your appointment, how to make your payment, I'm actually going to drop them down in the description, so that you can actually go through this information and use it yourself. So one key thing that I'm making this video for is actually because of your NIN, that's your national insurance number. So now before you can actually renew your international passport, you actually need your NIN. Now that is where the issue is coming from. I did my NIN some years back when I was in Nigeria. I think my organization where I was working with actually helped us around, coming to the office and doing that. So I had my NIN, everything was working perfectly. So I went for the biometrics, and I did the biometrics, which was fine. Now my passport was not coming out. My friend told me I came out in 5 days. 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, my passport was not coming out. What was going on? There was no information. I was tracking it because when you're tracking your passport, like there's actually buy like a postal service, and there's something that you have a tracking number to track it, because you're going to like send it to you by post. I was tracking it, there was nothing coming forward. I couldn't reach out to Nigerian immigration office. The numbers when you're calling them is not going through. There's no email, the way Nigeria is now. Like there was nothing that I could actually even say, oh, let me even call. There was nobody to call. I didn't know anybody like that. So after 2-3 months, I think 3 months like that. In July, I just had to carry my bag and I went to London to see what is going on. Actually, apparently, I had some activities to actually do in London, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna like squeeze going to the Nigerian immigration office into my schedule. So I actually went to London, and I was like, how far, guys? Now, what did I do for your papa? What's going on? So they were the way they were even behaving, like there was nothing even forthcoming. So I actually had to beg that, please let me check my application. They told me I had NIN issues. NIN issues. How is NIN issues coming? They said my names were not synchronizing. The name on my NIN did not match the names that were on my international person. I said, what is going on here? NIN that I've been using. This Nigeria that is what I'm using for, as in, sorry guys. So apparently my video I had a cut in my video. So what was I saying? So they told me I had to go and rectify the NI issues, and so I went over to that place. I been told it was like proper, NIN kind of thing, NIN office. So apparently it was just owned by some individuals. They said they have to do some, I can't even remember the English they even use, but I have to just to change the name. They just called it one English like this and said I'll pay £50. I'm like, just for you to change the name, as in it's just the middle name, maybe like that they just need to like adjust. You're not saying that I need to pay £50. They said it's like starting all over again, as in everything about Nigeria is just trying to like siphon money from you. And that is how I paid £50. My people, 50 quid. They took it from me. Like I just knew that everything was not even, I don't even know how to even explain it. Like just they were now trying to make it look as if they were doing a fresh application for you, like they would do a new biometrics, a new capturing. Meanwhile, they are still going to use my old NIN number. It's not like they are generating a new NIN number for me and they are collecting that amount of money from me, not somebody that is doing it new. I should have paid them, because I knew that I did not have any options. I just had to pay them like that, and that's how I paid the money. Okay, they told me it's going to take them like maybe 5 working days minimum to rectify it. So, and I had to come back to where I was living, and let's see. So they sent an email that they've already done. Like, even if you see the email, it was not a registered email address, like, like maybe add NIMC number or something like that. It's just agents. They're just agents, people like just collecting money from people. But I did what I wanted to do, and I moved on. The most important thing is that they rectified it for me. And so we just moved on like that. Okay, you guys have done it now. Nigerian immigration people, please do my passport. They did not do it. As in, it was not coming for 1 month again. I was not getting any information. So apparently maybe after like 7 weeks, I had the opportunity. I was in Dartford, so I was like, Dartford is very close to London. Let me just, branch into London. And that's why I went to London. And I said, and I've been praying about this thing actually, because I'm like, this is not normal. Everybody, gets their thing within few days, and I'm having just another issue. So I started even pray. Seriously, I started praying about it, as in I was putting it in my prayer points that God, you have to remember me. Because when I went back to London from Dartford, I just quickly went over. They did not touch it. And they told me that it has been rectified, because the guy checked that my NIN has actually been rectified. So why they couldn't even explain it. It's not like they have any backlogs or anything, but they didn't just touch this thing. That's why I knew that I need to start putting this thing in prayer. And I started, intensifying my prayers, and just praying that God should just do it. So last week I just sent a message to somebody that actually helped me check it. So I tried to check the guy. The guy was forming formality for me, didn't want to give me his number and everything. I saved the number because he called me back to tell me the status then when I was in London. So I just called him. I just sent him a message. I go, what's the status? He just told me that my passport is ready. Guys, that is how God just delivered me and did it for me. So the issue of the NI is actually very, very, very important, because I actually met someone, a church member to a friend, that had the same issue. They didn't even allow him to do his biometrics. because they found out that I had an issue. Do you know what his own case was? He actually did his NIN here in the UK, and those people purposely made that mistake. So I don't know whether they purposely made it, but to me, like, why you make a mistake? Because when he called the guy that there was a mistake, and I said, hey, you should come and pay him another £90. So I'm going to drop the link. Like, if you're living in Manchester now, there's actually a place to go to in Stockport where you can actually do your NIN. My friends and family, they've actually gone there to do that. So I'm going to drop that one in the link. They did the application for him, and they still made a mistake. And he had to pay, because that one in Manchester is actually £40. He had to pay another £50 in London, because when I had my issues that they told me in London, I met him, so we went to that office together. So both of us paid £50 to rectify. Do you know the issue he had again? These people did not even rectify his own. Maybe they rectified my own. When he went back, they did not rectify his own. So first of all, if you have your NIN number already done before you move to the UK or wherever you did it for, please ensure that your names on that that is registered with the NIN number actually matches your name on your international passport that you want to renew. So how do you want to know that, okay, your name is synchronized? Maybe you can go to NIMC website. I think there is a place you can actually check your details, or maybe you just have to look for somebody or go to any NIN registration center around you and just find out that information. Because trust me, there is no point going to London and they're sending you back. You will be frustrated, I am telling you. Especially if you're not living close to London or anywhere around it, you will be frustrated. So please check that your name actually match. 2, if you're doing your NIN for the first time, like you are doing it, please ensure that, as in, your eyes like this is inside those people that are doing it. As they're doing like this, you are following through, that the names that on your international passport or whatever you want to reflect on your international passport actually matches the name that is on that NIN, because you're going to do double wahala. Like that, my friend, he did double wahala. Imagine, after he thought he had done NIN, went to London, they told him that it is wrong. He went to go and pay £50. They still did not do it. So, like, just to avoid all this back and forth, all this issue, because trust me, it's frustrating. Now I'm saying the story, but for the past 4 months, you don't understand the kind of troubles I went. Going to London is not funny. If not that I had some activities I was doing that, I was just using 2-3 stones to kill one bird. Like, trust me, you cannot just be saying you are going to London now. It's going to be stressful on you. If you want to get accommodation or you want to even take night bus, everything like that, it's draining. Do you understand? And you have to be like avoiding or leaving some activities you're supposed to be doing just because you want to go and be settling one issue with Nigerian government. So make sure your NIN number, your names on your NIN actually matches the name that is your international passport. If that one does not match, you observe it. Just rectify it before you even go to the Nigerian office or try to like book an appointment date. Because trust me, they will send you back. It's like they're not sending people back. They're not even attending to people because of that issue now. And so you don't want to back and forth. And even when you go and rectify it, you don't want to go back and you see that, okay, it's still not done. So make sure that your NIN is sorted. For people that are just doing it for the first time, make sure your names are okay. You correspond. You check very well. Also, make sure that when they do your NIN for you, it is actually uploaded on the NIMC, because these people, they will do it and they may not actually recognize it, because I think the Nigerian system, once it's uploaded on the NIMC and it's not approved and activated, they can pull it from their own back and they will pull the information. So that's what happened to that, my friend. It was not activated. So the Nigerian Immigration Office could not see that he has already done it. It was not activated. So you need to make sure, maybe the people that did the center that did it for you, need to call them. You need to tell them to show you proof that this thing was actually done. And so when you are done, trust me, you are ready to go. You are ready to go. Then you can all go. And I think they said between 5 days, and pray too that God will favor you, in everything like that. So on I've dropped down some informations on how to register if you want to do your NIMC if you're in Manchester. I don't know about every other region, but you can ask around. Also, that office in London, in case you want to go and do your NIMC in London, I can actually drop down their contacts, their address, where you can go to. I think their one is £50, the one in Manchester in Stockport is £40. Then also the Nigerian office, how you can do your application, how you can book your biometrics and make your payment. I'm actually going to drop them down so you can actually use that information. And trust me, if you follow these steps and you ensure that all these things are there, you will avoid any necessary issues that you can actually encounter, because my joy is that you have a seamless process. I don't want you guys to really go through the kind of stress and the kind of problem I actually went through. So I love you. So it is my goal. It is my desire to make you happy. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Did I say enjoy? Oh, it's not enjoy. I hope you guys really found this information very useful. Don't forget, how do they say it? Don't forget to like, click, subscribe, whatever to the channel. You can also share this link with any other person like that is going to need this information. Because trust me, don't keep this information to yourself, because I don't keep it to myself. So share the good news. Share the good news, share it, and if you have any question, as long as I can answer them, don't come and ask me question I cannot answer. As long as I can answer them, you can drop them in the comment section, and I am going to try my best to provide the answer. So thank you guys. Bye.